Today's adventure takes us to Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Get a muffler, buddy. Get a muffler. Today's adventure takes us to Elizabethtown, Kentucky, where behind me is Elizabethtown City Cemetery. This cemetery is amazing. This cemetery goes back to 1798. Yes, Jacob Van Meter is the first one buried here. He was in the Revolutionary War. He was one of the founders of this area. We're going to try to find his grave today. This is incredible. The history here is incredible. Kentucky is a border state, so there's a lot of Confederates in here, some Union in here as well. But we're going to explore this wonderful old cemetery, so please come with me. I can't wait to do this one. This is going to be exciting. Come join me as we explore Elizabethtown City Cemetery. Okay guys, we are in Elizabethtown City Cemetery here, established 1807, as noted on this sign, part of a gift of land by Samuel Haycraft Sr. How cool is that? National Register of Historic Places in 1997. Forgive the loudness. We are right next to a major road here in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Here we have some storyboards. Elizabethtown began in 1780. And 3 forts were built by Samuel Haycraft Sr., Colonel Andrew Haynes, and Captain Thomas Helm for common defense against Indians. And you could read the rest of that. And we have here, Elizabethtown Battle, Confederate General John Hunt Morgan on his second raid into Kentucky with 3,900 men was met by 652 Union troops under Lieutenant Colonel H.S. Smith, December 27, 1862. The object was the destruction of the L&N Railroad, main artillery for USA troop movements south. Morgan surrounded the town and placed artillery on the cemetery hill. Elizabethtown garrison was destroyed. Federals surrendered. So you have to remember, Kentucky was a border state back in the Civil War. I think they started as Confederate, ended up as Union as the war progressed. It was a border state. Morgan's second raid, and I'll let you read that. Destroyed a couple of the railroad trestles, rendering the line impassable for 2 months. They returned to Tennessee on January 2nd, 1863. In 11 days, they destroyed $2 million of U.S. property. Captured and paroled 1,877 prisoners. That's pretty remarkable. And another storyboard, the last one, founded in 1917 by Booker T. Washington's Tuskegee Institute and Julius Rosenwald, a Jewish businessman. Interesting history here as we pan and see the cemetery. On a hill, beautiful hillside, beautiful morning here in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. We have a time capsule here to be opened in September 2079. Interesting, there must be a time capsule in there. I will not be present for that. Let's enter the cemetery gates. Beautiful entrance with the iron gates. Let's see what we can find. So this cemetery goes way back. This is, as I said in the intro, the oldest cemetery I have ever been in. Goes back possibly to the 1700s. John Augustus Warfield, 1913 there. And you know it's old because it has these old style tombstones. And I'm going to spin around to this side. It's amazing that this chain is still intact. Let's see if we can read that. Let me see if I can zoom in there. The zoom will work. In memory of Margaret Haycraft, it looks like. Right there. Pretty remarkable. And what does this say? Jacob Van Meter Sr., American patriot, soldier, Kentucky pioneer, ensigned 12th Virginia Regiment in French and Indian War, captain of the Elroy Regiment, Virginia State Troops in American Revolution, and served on the Committee in Observation at Pittsburgh. Wow. The history here: commanded a company in George Rogers Clark's expedition to take Northwest Territory, led band of 100 persons from Virginia to Kentucky down the Ohio River on 27 flatboats to Servants Valley in 1779-1780, built one of the first forts in Kentucky, and helped establish the first permanent settlement between the Falls of Ohio and Green River at Elizabethtown. Prominent in founding Hardin County, one of the organizers of Severance Valley Baptist Church, 1781, the oldest church west of Allegheny Mountains. Captain Jacob Van Meter, Chapter DAR, named in his honor. That is absolutely amazing, guys. The oldest grave I have ever seen, 1798. Wow. That is incredible. And here's, I don't know if this is his, but this is old. This is extremely old. Here lies the body of Jacob Van Meter, died in the 76, looks like, yar, look at that, Y-A-R-E, of his age. $1798. Wow. That is incredible, guys. 225 years ago, he died. That is the oldest grave I have ever seen in my life. Wow. Let's see what else we can find. Here we have another old one here. Trying to read it. Is that Martha? Maybe? Crutchen, who departed this life 1825 at the age of 25. Wow. 1825. Absolutely incredible. Look at this cemetery on this beautiful summer day here in Kentucky. Just beautiful. And this is my first time seeing these types of tombstones. I always see, I know Serenity Sue has her channel, and you always see these types of tombstones when she's in those cemeteries in Ireland. And you see these like in New England, but I have never seen these in person before. We don't have these up in Illinois because most of Illinois was inhabited in the 1830s, and these are older. Let's see if I can read these. That's Elizabeth. Looks like W-A-T-H-A-N, Wathan, maybe? Very hard to read. Born July 1808. Died, looks like 1831. It looks to me. Wow. That's amazing. Let's go over here. This looks like we have a family plot over here. A lot of dew on the grass. The grass is wet. My shoes are already soaked. That's okay. I don't mind. Look at that family plot there. Beautiful stone. Let's go up into the family plot, as there are steps. Winter Smith is the name. These are some old ones as well. See Winter Smith up there. And I see born 1787, died 1819. And I wish I could make out the name up there. Looks like Elizabeth Wintersmith. 1819. Wow. Now let's check out this up here. Yeah, Elizabeth Hodgen, wife of H.S. Wintersmith, born January 26, 1787, died May 4th, 1819. Not very old, but that she is on this large marker, and she's also on the smaller markers. So this is a Wintersmith family plot. Matilda Moorhead, wife of H.D. Wintersmith, 1799 to 1826, wasn't very old. May have died giving birth, very common back then. And we have Jane, this one's very worn, born 1790 something, died 1877. Wow. It's a nice monument. There's a hole about halfway up. I'm not sure what the reason for that is. That's a good 10-12 foot monument there. Beautiful family plot. And let me do a little pan here of the cemetery. You can just see the beauty of it up on these hills, these rolling hills in northern Kentucky. We are still near the front of the cemetery. There were storms that came through here, I guess several days ago before I got here, and downed a lot of trees. Let's hopefully they didn't damage any of the tombstones. I love these old tombstones. These might be my new favorite. Let's see if we can see any names on here. Isaac. That's kind of hard to read. AD something, looks like an R at the end. Departed this life February 5th, 1820 something. 7 maybe? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now let's see if we could read this one. William D. Stone Stone departed this life June 6, 1819. It's hard to read the rest of this. 1819. Wow. It's unbelievable. It really is. And what's interesting is there are newer stones mixed in with the older ones, which I always find fascinating. I don't know why. I always think that, the cemetery will go from older to newer just because as you progress through the years, you fill in the spots. There is a log jam of tombstones here. Wow. Well, let's go through a couple of these. I'm not going through all of these. Amazing. Okay, here we have Jenny, wife of John something or other, died, it looks like 1883 maybe. Some of those are hard to read. This one's easier to read. Let's read this one. Frances Elvira, wife of Hector D. That would be easier to read. And daughter of Charles. April 15th, 1830, died August 28th, 1860, so only 30 years old. Look at these. Wow. This one has a nice little relief there. A woman, looks like maybe holding a baby. Margaret, wife of H.G. Wintersmith, 1821 to 1898, and you can see this great flower here. Here we have the weeping willow, Horace Wintersmith, 1811 1854, so not very old. We have to look at the one right behind it. One of the larger ones, not the largest in the cemetery. We'll get to that one. Draped obelisk. Cunningham is the name. Melvinia, wife of A.H. Cunningham, 1830 to 1883. And A.H. Cunningham, 1810 to 1874. Beautiful monument right there. And here we have Washington Cunningham, private company, Kentucky Cavalry, Confederate, our States Army, 1841 to 1866. Again, we are in a border state for the Civil War, so you will see probably both Confederate and Union in this cemetery. It started Confederate. Doing a general walkthrough. Notice this? Why did I notice this? Because this guy has his name spelled right. Bryan, Brian Young, 1800, 1882. Nice stone there. Got some slabs here. Just incredible. Robert Martin Phillips, born 1891. Died 1960. Useful citizen and successful businessman of Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Very nice, very nice. All right, I'm going to check out this one, larger one here. Yeah, this one's not going to be readable, unfortunately. It is a large marker. All right, let's check out a few other things on the other side, and I'll be back. Beautiful monument here. Thomas is the name on this one, marble. Around the Thomas family plot. I don't think there's anything inscribed into this, but the beautiful statue on top of that one. And we have another one over here, Arnold. Perhaps the tallest in the cemetery. This cemetery is big. I mean, I cannot see end to end on this cemetery. Arnold, beautiful, about 25 feet tall, perhaps. Philip Arnold is the name I see on here. Born 1829, died 1879, so he wasn't even 50. And then Mary, his wife, 1835 to 1904. Just beautiful. Let's see what we have here. I'm going to go up these steps. Wow. Look at this. Look at this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tombs here. Alfred Mackenzie Brown, lawyer, son of William and Hannah, Kentucky pioneers of 1790, from Virginia, died in 1903, resident of Elizabethtown, 75 years. That is amazing. A man who saw life with wisdom and imagination, and who in all of its relations was kind, generous, and just. That is really neat. And this must be his wife. Unfortunately, it looks like a couple of kids, Willie and Fanny. Oh, man. Oh, that's awful. Look at that. Fanny died March 15th, 1859, and Willie died March 18th, 1859, who died in the epidemic of scarlet fever of 1859. How sad. That is extremely sad. And here we have Thomas Hastings, and yeah, I'm seeing an opening there. And you know, my curiosity has me. I have to shine my flashlight in there. You probably can't see in there. I can't see well in there either. I see dirt. But you can see an animal's been digging in there. Probably living in there. What a shame. William Poussey, that's how I'm going to pronounce it anyways, physician of Chicago, son of Robert and Belle, born in Elizabethtown, died in Chicago. president of the American Dermatological Association and president of the American Medical Association. Unbelievable. And then we have, okay guys, Brown Poussey, physician of Chicago. Again, son of Robert N. Bell, born 1869, died at Chicago 1953. So they had two sons, medical doctors, and this is Bell Brown, and we have Robert here, another doctor. So family of doctors here. That's pretty neat. And here's their family monument. Those who lie here met faithfully life's responsibilities. And here we have the Confederate Monument. Hardin County Confederates. And a little information here. Benjamin Hardin. So this is how this county was named. General of the 1st Kentucky Brigade, mortally wounded, 1863. Fayette Hewitt served as Postmaster General in Washington, D.C. That's pretty neat. Even though it's Confederate. And what I'll do, you can pause the video if you want to read all these names and that. Then we'll go up here. Looks like the cannon was dedicated in 2002. And there's the cannon. Another shot of the cannon. That's pretty neat. What a beautiful walk through here today. Here's John Wolpert, I believe that's the name. 1929, his wife Catherine, 1903. Both born in Germany. See that a lot in the Midwest. A lot of Germans. Wow, there's more hills. Let me see if I can even give you the scope of this cemetery from near this hill. So there's a hill there. As we pan around, I can't see the end of the cemetery there. And as I come around here, you go down the hill, you know, there's trees blocking down there, but I mean, this cemetery is huge, just huge. This is a cemetery that never ends. Man. Just unreal. Looks like we're getting toward the Haycraft family plots. As you can see, those four there are Haycraft. And we have some Haycraft up here. Let's take a look at these a second. Samuel Haycraft. Lifelong citizen of this town, born 1795, died 1878. And it looks like his wife, is that Sarah? S-A-R, yeah, Sarah, his wife, 1799 to 1878. So she passed away August of 1878. He passed away December of 1878. That's interesting. And here's their daughter. And looks like 1863 from what I could tell. Not very old. I have never quite been in a cemetery this old. Just incredible. Here, unfortunately, we have some broken slabs. Sally Helm is the name there. And Lewis Helm died 1838. Some beautiful monuments there. Here's a view of Elizabethtown from atop the hill in the cemetery. Incredible. You could see why there were forts here. You could see why this was kind of an important position. It was high on a hill. What incredible history here. Wow. 1798 Van Meter gravesite. Oldest cemetery I have ever been in. Incredible cemetery, incredible history here. It's just unbelievable. And I did not get through the entire cemetery. I can't get through the entire cemetery. It's just huge. But thank you so much for joining me on this one. This was really a special walk today, and I really enjoyed this one. So as always, guys, thank you for watching. And until next time, keep exploring.